Hey, this is Kier Hawkins. Uh, my question was, why do some people have a disability license plate and they look fine, like just walking around, they look fine? So I did some research and I found like, first I looked up how to get a disability license plate. And I looked up and I found on DMV, DMV.org, that so you have to qualify to have a disability license plate. And the different things that you have to get this license plate are like the loss of the use of your legs or hands, heart and lung disease. If you had a stroke before, you could qualify to have a disability license plate. Or if you have mental health problems, you can qualify to have a disability license plate. And then I also just looked up the question just in general. So why do some people have disability license plates and they just look fine? And I found on a website called invisibledisabilities.org, and it says like the main things I found in the article. It said, don't judge appearances, and many conditions are not easy to see, but they are disabling. So don't judge by appearance. So to me, that means that like just like I said from the DMV.org, it said like you to qualify to have a disability license plate, like it said like if you had a stroke before, you could qualify to have it. So you don't know if you see a person and they park in a handicap spot and you thinking like they just walk out fine. They could have qualified to have like they could have had a stroke before, or they they probably do have like mental health issues, or they have like a heart problem or a lung disease problem, and they qualify for it and then it got accepted. So you really don't know what somebody has just because they're walking around and it looks like they're fine, but you don't really know what someone's going through just by looking at them. And that's what I got from the article, and that's what it was mainly talking about in the section. But these 2 points were like bolded, like don't judge people by their appearances. And I really do. I like how they put the phrases inside the article to make you understand that you really don't know what somebody else is going through. So don't just look at them and think like you just know and they're just fine. They got it by luck, but you have to qualify to have one. So if they have one, it has to be for a reason. And the last thing that I looked up was how many people have disabilities. So I looked up and on it's called census.org, and I looked up how many people have disabilities, and it said 1 in 5 people have disabilities in the U.S. And that's kind of crazy to me. Like I do see people like around that do have disabilities, but it's probably people that have disabilities that just don't look like they have disabilities, because I feel like that's a big thing. And so yeah, I think I took out of this question is just really just don't judge people by what you see, and if they have a disability license plate, it's for a reason.